No, but you don't understand. The Germans in World War II, they dead ass were looking for the Holy Grail. I'm not fucking around. When you watch the fucking Indiana Jones movies, right? And Indiana's looking for the fucking, the Ark of the Covenant and the Holy Grail and all these fucking relics. And who's always the enemy? Who's always looking for them too? Who's right behind Indiana? It's always the fucking Germans, right? The Germans, right? Listen, during World War II, Heinrich Himmler, who was the second most powerful man in Germany, he was in, the Reichsfuhrer, he was in control of the SS. He was deranged, he genuinely believed that, not that there was an underwater city of Atlantis. No, he believed that there was a fucking lost continent of Atlantis that conquered the entire fucking world, right? And that there was a great earthquake and volcanoes erupted and the entire continent of Atlantis was sunk down to the bottom, but the few remaining Atlanteans spread out the world and planted the seeds of civilization. It's an inherently racist mindset, right? But it went further than that, because he also, Himmler and a lot of these other occult Germans, they believed that the Cathars, right, which was a religion from the 1300s, they believed that the Cathars genuinely had the fucking Holy Grail, right? And now the Holy Grail's got many different depictions, it could be a chalice with gemstones on it, but the Cathars, they wrote that it was just a fucking stone. A stone that had fallen from the heavens, right? And you just drink out of it, whatever. But when the Cathars were besieged, right, and they were all fucking exterminated by the Holy Roman Empire, a couple of them, allegedly they took the Holy Grail and they escaped, right? So the Germans spent a fuckload of money sending teams out of, there's a German guy named Schaefer who was essentially the real life Indiana Jones. They sent these guys out to go find these ancient, powerful relics, like the Holy Grail or the Spear of Longinus, all this crazy shit. And it makes you realize that these Indiana Jones movies, they're they're somewhat based on true stories. Granted, I'm sure they didn't find these fucking things, but regardless, great, what the fuck?